You've likely been in this position for a while. You clicked one thumbnail, then another, and now you're deep into a multi-hour session where the only thing moving is the flicker of the next video reflected in your eyes. This is the 5-hour void. It's the result of your brain's baseline for stimulation being set by a high-speed digital feed. When you finally look away, the physical world feels slow and unrewarding because it can't match the pace of the screen you just left. This happens because you've shifted your role. Instead of acting on your own environment, you have become a professional observer, someone who spends the majority of their waking hours watching other people do things. When your baseline for excitement is this skewed, standard willpower doesn't work. It's difficult to logic your way out of a binge when the physical world feels dull compared to the infinite options on the sidebar. Once we realize we've wasted a quarter of our day, our first reaction is to try and match that scale with an equally massive solution. We plan 30-day internet detoxes or try to delete every app in a single burst of frustration. But treating this like a scale problem is why most people fail. We assume that because we lost 5 hours, fixing the habit requires a massive effort of equal size. Breaking this cycle doesn't require a 5-hour struggle. It requires winning a very specific 5-minute window that interrupts the mechanical process of the binge. To win those 5 minutes, you have to change how you view the problem. You aren't actually addicted to the specific videos on your screen. Humans are biologically driven to seek out information, but the platform redirects that search into loops of low-value content. Your brain is essentially starving for real knowledge, and the algorithm is feeding it snacks that never actually make it feel full. This is how the engagement cycle works. It promises that the satisfaction you're looking for is in the next video. But since the content doesn't actually provide the deep information your brain wants, the craving stays active. Because your brain is looking for a result the platform isn't giving it, the link between you and the video is actually quite shallow. You aren't staying because you're satisfied. You're staying because you're still waiting to be. The platform stays ahead of this by removing every possible pause from the experience. Think about the design. Autoplay removes the need to click play. Recommendations remove the need to search. The infinite scroll of the Shorts feed removes the concept of an endpoint. Each of these features is designed to keep you from having to make a decision. Without those decision points, your brain stays in an autopilot state, where you aren't choosing to watch, you're just not choosing to stop. Willpower is ineffective here because there's nothing for it to grip onto. It's hard to exert self-control when the system is built to move you to the next thing before you can even check in with yourself. To break out, you don't need to be stronger than the engineering. You just need to manually introduce a single moment of friction that forces a decision. The 5-minute intervention is the protocol for creating that friction. The first step is the realization. When you feel that specific, heavy sensation of a binge, say it out loud. I am currently on autopilot. Labeling the state forces your conscious brain to re-engage with what's happening. The second step is physically breaking the sensory input. Close the laptop or turn the phone screen down. You have to stop the stream of light and movement to give your brain a second to reset its baseline. Step 3 is the pivot. You have 4 minutes left in the window. You must immediately do something in the real world. Get a glass of water, step outside, or put away a dish. Any task that requires you to move and make a choice. By winning this 5-minute window, you've stopped the momentum the algorithm relies on. You've introduced a choice where there wasn't one before, and that's enough to end the binge. This is why external tools like website blockers or temporary detoxes rarely stick. These tools address how much time you spend on a site, but they don't change the underlying habit of being a passive observer. As soon as the blocker is turned off, the passivity returns. The process is straightforward because the algorithm doesn't actually control your actions. It provides a path that is very easy to follow, but it still requires your continued participation to function. Reclaiming your time means shifting back from an observer to an actor. The moment you start making choices in your own life again, the poll of the sidebar starts to lose its relevance. We are now at the 5-minute and 10-second mark of this video. This was the time I promised you it would take to understand the solution. Now comes the actual challenge. Do not look at the comments to see what other people thought. Do not look at the next recommended video. Your 5-minute intervention begins right now. close this tab and go do something else.